Ghanatube so yeka ensema ekoso dia na ubenya ni na efri channel we so ebuzia for my science atnasi bi no we say ensem bi ekoso ewo the four corners of Ghana entempass ndimechi na yenkoti ensem na yembra.
Thanks for staying with us. First up, the IMF has described Ghana's program performance under the third review as delivering results. This has resulted in the fund approving the disbursement of $360 million that should hit the Bank of Ghana's account before Friday. Yes, Georgia, I feel with more.
The IMF Executive Board, after passing Ghana on the third review, noted that reforms that Ghana is implementing under the program are also paying off. One can talk about the progress being made in the area of Ghana's debt. Growth, on the other hand, is also recovering rapidly, while inflation is declining. It has also seen the country's fiscal position improve greatly, while the external position continues to pick up. The IMF Executive Board also argued that policy reforms under the program are also delivering encouraging results. It also revealed that all the quantitative performance criteria and indicative targets for the third review have been met. On the monetary side, it highlighted the significant role played by the Bank of Ghana in reducing inflation rate as well as building the required international reserves. But despite praising the government on all these areas, it was however quick to add that implementing those policy reforms before and after the elections remain essential to fully restore macroeconomic stability as well as debt sustainability.
Now, as Ghana heads to the polls, the rising cost of fuel has taken center stage in the political arena. Both the New Patriotic Party and the National Democratic Congress have proposed bold reforms for the downstream petroleum sector, but doubts linger over the feasibility. Now, the African Center for Energy Policy has assessed the viability of the proposed plans by the two major political parties. Winston Taki brings us some of the highlights from ASEP's assessment.
According to the report, the MPP aims to expand the Gold for Oil program to increase its market reach, alleviate foreign exchange pressures on the Bank of Ghana, and stabilize fuel prices. However, ASEP cast doubt on the initiative's effectiveness, highlighting it has neither eased forex pressures nor stabilized prices to date. The NDC, on the other hand, proposes establishing a guaranteed, unstructured forex allocation policy for the downstream petroleum sector. While ASEP finds these proposals promising, it emphasized that the NDC must clearly articulate how its forex allocation policy differs from the Gold for Oil initiative to avoid repeating past inefficiencies. ASEP stresses that the success of these policies will depend on their implementation and ability to tackle underlying structural challenges. As Ghanaians prepare to cast their vote, the clarity, feasibility, and accountability of these proposals will significantly influence their decision making.
Now, in a significant move to empower young entrepreneurs in Ghana, Development Bank Ghana has partnered Amenfima Rural Bank PLC as a first rural bank in its network of participating financial institutions. This partnership is projected to disburse 72 million Ghana cedis in the next 3 years through Amenfima Rural Bank, with 18 million cedis already successfully disbursed. Deputy CEO of Development Bank Ghana, Michael Mensah-Ba, tells Joy Business the partnership underscores DBG's commitment to bridging the financing gap for young entrepreneurs in underserved communities.
As Ghana's wholesale financial institution dedicated to economic development, DBG has partnered with Amenfima Rural Bank into its partner financial institution network. DBG aims to expand its footprint in Ghana's rural community, ensuring that youth entrepreneurs have access to financing required for sustainable growth. Speaking to Joy Business, Deputy Chief Executive Officer of Development Bank Ghana, Michael Mensah-Ba, said in addition to the 72 million cedis to be disbursed in the next 3 years, DBG will also provide technical assistance to the bank, especially in environmental, social, and governance.
One of the things we pride ourselves as DBG is that we know that in terms of being able to be successful when it comes to making an impact, it's not only funding, but actually having a good understanding of what it takes to manage the funds and manage it effectively. So to date, we've provided Amenfima with capacity building for their management and staff in terms of credit risk management. And in addition to that as well, we are supporting them to set up an ESG, environmental and social governance unit. So those are the capacity building we are providing for them.
Having demonstrated consistent leadership in rural banking, Amenfiman Rural Bank will now have access to medium to long-term financing options, empowering it to better serve the growth and expansion needs of its clients. Dr. Alexander Asma is the CEO of Amenfiman Rural Bank.
And the opportunity it gives us is that with DBG partnership, we can now focus on long-term loans to customers. So we have customers that we have worked with them for a long time. They have developed projects which are viable and working very well. They require long-term funding, like 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, to be able to grow that project. But because of the nature of our setup and the nature of the source of funds that we have, we are only able to give them very short loans, like up to 24 months, thereabout. And so this is a new opportunity for us to be able to support projects that will be much more impactful and that will also give the customers a bit more longer time to pay.
The collaboration with Amenfiman aligns with DBG's core focus on empowering local businesses, facilitating job creation, and promoting economic resilience. For Joy Business, Pius Kojobaka.
Now, at least 30 young entrepreneurs across Ghana's universities and colleges of business and agriculture are receiving financial investments in their solutions to challenges in the agricultural sector. Participants in the Cosmos Innovation Center Agritech Challenge have proffered viable solutions to post-harvest losses and other needs in the agri sector to improve the country's food systems. The challenge, funded by the MasterCard Foundation, is aiming to empower the country's entrepreneurs with relevant skills and financial support to transform agriculture. Here's more.
We are Besia Beauty. We are producing biodegradable hair extensions made from plantain and banana pseudostem. So this alternative is an eco-friendly alternative, and it also has hypoallergenic qualities, which is very good for the female. Synthetic materials, as we all know, they are not biodegradable. They cannot degrade, and they take very long time before they degrade, and it contributes to environmental waste.
The Besia Hair team from the University of Energy and Natural Resources is one of the 64 teams selected from across 16 regions of Ghana to participate in the final pitch of the KIC Agritech Challenge organized by Cosmos Innovation Center. They joined a host of other budding entrepreneurs to convince a panel of judges on why their projects needed the necessary funding on them for commercialization, fight challenges along the agriculture value chain and provided viable solutions to them, while others harnessed farm produce to solve a social and economic need.
Thanks for staying with us. First up, the IMF has described Ghana's program performance under the third review as delivering results. This has resulted in the fund approving the disbursement of $360 million that should hit the Bank of Ghana's account before Friday. Here's George Afe with more.
The IMF Executive Board, after passing Ghana on the third review, noted that reforms that Ghana is implementing under the program are also paying off. One can talk about the progress being made in the area of Ghana's debt. Growth, on the other hand, is also recovering rapidly, while inflation is declining. It has also seen the country's fiscal position improve greatly, while the external position continues to pick up. The IMF Executive Board also argued that policy reforms under the program are also delivering encouraging results. It also revealed that all the quantitative performance criteria and indicative targets for the third review have been met. On the monetary side, it highlighted the significant role played by the Bank of Ghana reducing inflation rate as well as building the required international reserves. But despite praising the government on all these areas, it was however quick to add that implementing those policy reforms before and after the elections remain essential to fully restore macroeconomic stability as well as debt sustainability.
Yo abusia for me na wasise mudi mrechi emekotie ensem no ebae obetimi eja on comment comment section na mejebre akenkan ni na ede amofefefe aha eye Ghanatube so open sim bi say etie de na mama owemfi so obe subscribe na ma hit notification bell no ede amofefefe modofo snowy me na mtena say ede nsem no ebrem sisi ade makram.